Once again, same problem I'm facing. So you are able to see the screen, and on screen we can see that how we can draw modified Goodman diagram. So for the torsional stresses, as we know that this tau which we are going to calculate on y-axis, we are going to put that endurance limit for the shear stress, and on x-axis we are going to put ultimate shear stress and yield shear stress. Okay, as we know that this yield shear stress is half of the tensile shear stress, tensile test. Okay, because tensile stress which we are going to calculate with the help of UTM, that is half roughly. Okay, we have seen in theories of failure with the shear stress. Okay, and based on that, again we have calculated factor of safety for the shear stress. Now here actually, while we are going to design any component which is subjecting to the fluctuating stress, at that time we have to take help of this modified Goodman diagram, and we have to calculate what the factor of safety is and which factor of safety which we can select. Okay, now here you can see that what he has done with the similar manner, as he has put on y-axis value of ultimate shear stress, sorry, yield shear stress, and on x-axis also he has put the yield shear stress. He had joined that line, okay, where we have got point C. Later on he joined that endurance limit for the shear stress, okay, and ultimate shear stress. Now this mean shear stress which we have drawn on x-axis and endurance limit which we have drawn on y-axis. Okay, with the help of this stress we have got this polygon. That is when we are going to join this yield shear stress line with the endurance limit, shear endurance limit, this dotted line which we can see here, okay, which is known as a Goodman line. Okay, Goodman is the one more person who has done this, and this modified Goodman diagram. Okay, in that modified Goodman diagram, what we have seen, that the region inside here he has given the point, and region inside that polygon he has considered as a shape. And this Soderberg diagram, which you can see here, with this Soderberg diagram, he directly joined this shear endurance limit with shear yield stress. And he told that the triangle which has been formed on this region, all points inside this triangle are safe as far as the completely reverse stresses can consider. That is under the application of fluctuating stress. Okay, how much mean stress you can put and how much endurance limit which we can put, based on that, whatever may be the design, that will be safe for infinite number of cycles. Actually, he has got the failure points above this endurance limit line, shear endurance limit line, because definitely the completely reverse stresses when we are going to apply, at that time we can get the failure of that particular component above the mean stress. Okay, just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. Now here, if we want to compare all these diagrams, on the next slide we are going to compare it. But as far as the shear stress is considered, when we are going to decide value of factor of safety, at that time you have to take tau A, that is average shear stress, okay, divided by shear endurance limit. Here it is, yes, shear endurance limit, okay, plus mean shear stress divided by shear ultimate stress is equal to 1 over n. Okay, so when we are going to calculate this n value, at that time we should know this average shear stress, mean shear stress, then endurance limit of that material, and shear ultimate stress for that material. based on which we can calculate this factor of safety. Okay, this is the diagram which we can use for the shear stress, which is again known as Soderberg diagram. Okay, next. When we are going to compare Soderberg as well as Goodman line, okay, these two people have worked. Again, Goodman has modified his previous study, and that is known as modified Goodman line. Okay, here you can see that modified Goodman line. This is modified Goodman line. Okay, I will say it as a MG, where he has modified, and here also it is has been given that Goodman line. Initially, he has plot this polygon. Again, later on, he has plot this polygon for the safety. But again, Soderberg is giving more accuracy than this Goodman line. But as far as the study is considered, Goodman has conducted his study previous to the Soderberg, and hence at least he has given some idea related to the selection of factor of safety in case of fluctuating type stresses. And he has considered this endurance limit as a base for that. On y-axis, again, we are going to take average stress, and on x-axis, we are going to take mean stress. Okay, this again diagram is drawn only for the direct stresses, okay, not for the shear stresses. So actually, when we are going to get the failure where the Grubler has decided his line, he has joined just the points which are he has got on the failure side, and this is not actually line, this is curve which we have got, and that is known as Grubler's line. Okay, sorry, actually it is spelled as a GERBER. Okay, and some authors they are telling it as a Grubler. Okay, and some are saying as a Grabe-Breyer. We can Google it and we can check actually Grubler line or Grabe-Breyer line. Okay, so in this case, important point is that how we are going to select the factor of safety. That factor of safety should be selected in such a way that that component should be safe under the application of fluctuating type stresses, and that is again should work for infinite number of cycles. Okay, and that is decided by the designer whether that component should work for the infinite number of cycles or it should work for the definite number of cycles. If you are going to consider the criteria as a definite number of cycle, definitely you are not bothering about the endurance limit, but in the calculation this endurance limit will be considered, right? So for that what you are going to take SN curve, that is endurance limit and number of cycles curve, that is SN curve you are going to consider in that case, and that SN curve has a this universal nature. Okay, after a certain interval of time this component will have infinite number of cycles where the failure will not occur. Any material, when we are going to consider any type of material, nature of SN curve will be remains same. Okay, values are depend upon material which you are going to use, whether it is carbon steel or whether it is alloy steel. Okay, whether it is again some other type of metals like bronze, then aluminum. Okay, that value will be different, but nature will remain same. This type of nature we are going to get for SN curve. Based on this SN curve, where we are going to get the endurance limit, we are going to draw this modified Goodman diagram as well as the Soderberg diagram. And this modified Goodman diagram and Soderberg diagram are considered for the calculating of factor of safety. This Graveler line is only indicating where the failure is going to occur. Okay. So may I know, do you have any question? Hello? If you are having any question related to this, you are free to ask. Shall we move further? We don't have proper notes. Okay, I am going to provide that notes. Don't worry about it. Okay, as you can see in the sheet which has been given to you, in the same sheet where you are going to get the link for this video lectures. In front of that, there is one column in which you are going to get the same points. Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Do you have that sheet?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, no problem. Then you can check that sheet. In front of that lectures, you are going to have same link for the notes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and I have provided some printed notes also and some animations also in that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. And you can share your personal mail ID also, where I can share that notes to you. Those who want. If you are not able to get it in that sheet, you can write me. I will provide you that notes. Okay. Shall we move further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on all this study, we are going to solve some problems. But before that, just we should know how that Soderberg is going to use his equation for calculating of factor of safety, and how modified Goodman diagram is going to use to calculate the factor of safety. They have given Soderberg is considering yield stress, whereas Goodman is considering ultimate tensile stress. That is only the difference between Soderberg and modified Goodman diagram. Okay, like we have seen for the brittle material, we are going to use this SUT as a limit, whereas for the malleable materials, we are going to use this SYT as a failure criteria. Okay, that is the difference. So you should know these two equations by means of which we can calculate factor of safety. Now here I'm going to provide you all that PPTs also. You can check your answers. Here some problems are solved. Now here, if you are going to see the problem statement, I'll read it. A bar of circular cross section is subjected to alternating tensile force varying from 200 kilonewton to the maximum value of 500 kilonewton. Okay, it is to be manufactured of a material with an ultimate tensile strength as a 900 megapascal. Okay, 900 Newton per millimeter square, and an endurance limit of 700 megapascal. Okay, 700 Newton per millimeter square. Determine the diameter of bar using safety factor, that is factor of safety, as a 3.5 related to ultimate tensile strength and 4 related to the endurance limit. Okay, two factor of safeties we have to consider. One is related to the ultimate tensile stress, that is sigma ut or SUT, and second one as a 4, which is related to the SE, that is endurance limit, and stress concentration factor as a 1.65. Now here stress concentration factor which has been given is 1.65. Okay, for fatigue load, that is nothing but alternating load. Use Goodman straight line as base for the design. Now here we don't have to go for the Soderberg line, we have to use Goodman line for solving this problem. Okay, so I think that everybody has got what the problem statement is. Am I right? So in this case, it has given that W minimum which has been used, that is load which has been used, is 200 kilonewton. Then maximum load is 500 kilonewton. It is varying from 200 to 500 kilonewton, but from at the one side only. Okay, and it is tensile in nature. but it is fluctuating from its maximum value to minimum value. Okay, it is not alternating type of load, it is fluctuating type, right? Then SUT is 900 or sigma U is 900 megapascal, that is Newton per millimeter square. Endurance limit is 700 megapascal. Yes, any question? Gaurav? Okay. And factor of safety for ultimate tensile stress is 3.5 and factor of safety for endurance limit is 4. Then this actual stress concentration factor is given as a 1.65. Okay, that is Kf is given as a 1.65. Now let us consider that small d is the diameter of bar in millimeter. Hence area which is undergoing to the tensile stress is pi by 4 d square, which is equal to 0.78454 d square, where d we have to find out. Then when we are going to calculate mean load, okay, W mean is maximum load plus minimum load divided by 2. 500 plus 200 divided by 2 is 350 kilonewton. That is 350 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Is it fine up to that slide? Any question? Hence, our calculations are related to the stress. Now, mean load we have calculated, we have to calculate mean stress. So, mean load divided by area which is undergoing to the stress. So, A we have to consider. And mean load is calculated in terms of D square. That is 350 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 0.7854 D square, which we are going to get it as a 446 into 10 raised to 3 divided by D square Newton per millimeter square. And when we are going to calculate that variable force, okay, which is going to vary, is W max minus W mean, that is minimum, not mean actually, minimum, divided by 2. So this variation is taking place up to 150 kilonewton, that is 150 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay, so variable stress which we are going to get is load upon area. So 150 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 0.7854 d square. So which we are going to get in terms of d square, that is 191 into 10 raised to 3 divided by d square, Newton per millimeter square. According to Goodman diagram, what we are going to do is that we are going to calculate factor of safety. Okay, a value of factor of safety is given here. This Goodman diagram has given as a sigma v divided by sigma e is equal to or plus sigma e, that is this modified Goodman diagram. This value we are going to consider sigma mean divided by SUT is equal to 1 over n. Just we are going to take this n to the other side and this value to this side of equation, and we have rewritten this equation. Okay, this equation we have rewritten. So we have got this equation where we are going to consider endurance limit, factor of safety, and SUT factor of safety. Okay, and theoretical stress concentration factor. Now in this case, when we are going to put values of all this average stress, endurance stress, mean stress, and ultimate stress, as well as factor of safeties for the respective type of stress and actual stress concentration factor, we are going to get value of D. Okay, and this D square as we have calculated is 3960, and if you are going to take square root of it, it is 62.9. approximation to the 63 millimeter, and hence this particular shaft will work under the action of this fluctuating type load for infinite number of cycles. This is one type of example where we can see other types also. Okay, this is a second example which we can see. Do you have any question related to the first example? If you have any question, you are free to ask. Hello? You can write in comment box. No doubt. Okay. So this particular problems which are based on Soderberg as well as Goodman diagram for torsional stress also. Just what we have utilized is the Soderberg equation and Goodman equation. Okay. Further problems are given, and this particular problems are solved. Now let's stop here today. Due to some meetings or that, I'm going to just stop here. So you can write your roll number in chat box. Hurry up. Everybody has to write their roll number. So thank you for listening me. I'm going to end this meeting.